Thank you very much for staying with us once again and joining us on this channel, Sport 7GH. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Yeah, so we are going to bring you how the senior national team, the Black Stars, can beat Uruguay and take the revenge that the supporters or Ghanaians are expecting us to have on them. And then also we will look at the likely 11 to face Uruguay that can give us the necessary win over them. So it is a very packed video we are going to bring you, but please do well to subscribe to this channel for a lot more fantastic Black Stars updates, exclusive content, videos and everything. On this channel, we just don't bring you the news. We bring you fantastic analysis about the Black Stars games and everything. Brilliant analysis. So do all to subscribe to the channel for a lot more. Hit the notification bell and select all. Like this video and do all to leave your thoughts and comments below in the comment section. Let me hear or let me know what you have to say about that particular game versus Uruguay. Do you think we can beat them and qualify? Do you think the revenge is possible? What do you think about the lineup to face Uruguay? What are your changes you want to make and everything? Maybe Otuado will be watching. So do all to leave your thoughts and comments below in the comment section of this particular video. Now, the Uruguayans are not good this particular World Cup. They are not good. 2 games, they have 1 point. They've not scored a goal against South Korea, where Ghana scored 3-2. Uruguay failed to score even 1 goal versus South Korea. They met Portugal and Portugal beat them 2-0. So they've not scored a goal in this particular tournament, and this is how the rankings are, or the table, the chart is. Portugal is on top with 6 points. They've already qualified. Ghana is there on the second place with 3 points. South Korea with 1 point, and then Uruguay with 1 point minus 2 goals. That is also very important. So they are just not a good side, and Luis Suarez have been saying that look, they need to beat Ghana to qualify, because if they beat Ghana, which they are hopeful, and South Korea is beaten by Portugal, then it means that they will qualify. You get a point. But the thing is that Ghana just needs a draw. We need at least a draw to qualify. If we draw the game and South Korea fail to win, then we've qualified. But if we beat them and even South Korea win over Portugal, we will still qualify. So the fate of the senior national team, the Black Stars qualification, is in our own hands. Yes, we don't depend on any other team over there. Now, everybody remember what Uruguay did to us in 2010, or the whole of Africa remembers that, because Ghana was the only team in the quarterfinals of that particular 2010 World Cup that was held in South Africa. We went to the quarterfinals, met Uruguay, we drew with them 1-1 in 90 minutes or regulation time. It was 1-1. Sule Ali Muntari scored first, and then Forlan equalized for Uruguay. 120 minutes, last minute of the game, Ghana Black Stars nearly scored, and then Luis Suarez saved that particular ball from the post. Suarez got a red card and was sent off from the game. So a lot of Ghanaians are saying that we need to revenge on them for what they did to us, because we would have made the first history of being the first African country to go to the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup. So right now we have to prevent Uruguay from qualifying from their group, and as well beat them and make them get only 1 point from this particular competition, and that will be a sweet revenge for the senior national team, the Black Stars. Now, how can we beat them? It is very important that we take note of these 6 things over there. It's very important. The first one is that giving them the revenge will be sweet because they won't qualify, and that's the point I've already made. If Uruguay were having the 6 points that Portugal was having and had already qualified, they wouldn't care about us beating them, and that wouldn't have been a revenge because they would have already qualified from the group. And so if we beat them, like, you get a point, it won't go anywhere. But this one, they need the point, and so even if we get a draw and then we send them home from the group stages, I'm sure they are going to ever remember us in the history of their football, and that is very important. The reason why you should give them that particular revenge. Secondly is that Uruguay have not scored a goal in the World Cup this year. Ghana has also conceded 5 goals in 2 games, and so we should defend very well, and that is very important. That even though Uruguay hasn't scored any goal in the World Cup this particular year, Ghana has also conceded 5 goals, conceded 2 against South Korea, as well as conceded 3 against Portugal. So 5 goals in in 2 games, and it is very, very abysmal. So it means that even though they've not scored, but they can score us because our defense seems to be porous. You get a point? So we need to defend very well if we want to cause them that revenge or win that game. And that is very, very important. Just from the second point, let's move to the third point, which is the senior national team, the Black Stars, concede in quick succession, and it is very bad. If we go and do that versus Uruguay, they have some quality strikers like Darwin Núñez, Luis Suarez, Edison Cavani, and all those players who can hurt us. So we consider the second and third goal against Portugal were very fast goals. First and second goal versus South Korea were very quick goals. So we have to address that particular one going into the Uruguay game, and that will be very important for us to give them that particular revenge. Now, the Uruguay defense, this is a very important point. The Uruguay defense have an old defense, and we will need to take advantage of that, especially from the 60th minute upwards. Their defense is very old. Now, Diego Gordon is 36 years old. Jimenez is 27 years old. Sebastian Coetzee is 32 years old. Against Portugal, this is the defense or the three back they use, the three central defenders they used against Portugal are the players I'm giving you. Against South Korea, they used a 4-back. Okay, they went to a 4-3-3 formation. And that particular 4-3-3 formation also, they had a lot of oldies over there. Now, the Martin Caceres is like 35 years old. So it tells you that he's also very old over there. And so their back line is oldies, 35, 27, and all those things. We have to take advantage of that. From the 60th minute going, they will definitely be tired. And so we bring in a lot of wingers and everything to give them a lot of pace and all of that. And I'm sure we can take advantage of the Uruguayans over there. Now, let's look at this. We have to create more chances and take the chances. Now, the senior national team, the Black Stars, have been scoring since the Nicaragua game. Versus Nicaragua, we scored 1-0. Switzerland, we scored 2. Versus Portugal, we scored 2. Versus South Korea, we scored 3. We've been scoring. So it means that we have to score, or we will score versus Uruguay. But how do we score? We have to create a lot of chances that will help us and convert those chances to get more goals. And that is very, very important if we want to beat Uruguay. Yes, we can take 1 point, but we should always be at the winning position, so that even if at a point in time they equalize, we will still be able to qualify from the group, which is very, very important notice over there. So I am certain that the senior national team, the Black Stars, will score, but maybe I am not certain we can defend, and so we should be able to defend very well, like I said, and protect our goals so that the revenge will be possible. Now, let's look at the possible starting 11 to face Uruguay in this particular game. Uruguay, we have to attack them, that is for sure. And so if you are going to attack them, then I am thinking that Coach Otuado will first of all think about going in with a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 formation, just like he did versus South Korea, where we scored a lot of goals even in the first half. So he may go in with the same lineup as that one he used to face South Korea. That is the likes of Jordan Ayew, Andre Dede Ayew, Inaki Williams, Mohamed Kudus, Thomas Partey, Saleh Samed, Tariq Lamptey, Gideon Mensah. All of those players will be in and will be facing Uruguay. But you know, versus Portugal, Uruguay played a 3-back, having 5 midfielders in the midfield, or 5 players in the midfield. And if they are going to use that particular formation versus Ghana, it means that we also have to double up numbers in the midfield. Otherwise, they will see a lot more of the ball and dictate what to use to use with the ball, which will be at a disadvantage for us. You get a point? So for me, I think that if they are going to go in with the same formation like they did versus Portugal, it means that we have to go with a 3-5-2 formation and then compete with them in the midfield. And so we will also have 5 midfielders in this midfield. Now, how would our lineup go if we are going in with a 3-5-2 formation? The 3-back will obviously be our 3 main central defenders: Jiku, Daniel Amate, and then Salisu Mohammed. 3 fantastic central midfielders. And then the midfield will be Tariq Lamptey at a wing back, and then Gideon Mensah at a left back. these two players because we will still want to attack Uruguay and score goals. You get a point? Versus Portugal, we went with a 3-5-2 formation, but the likes of Ali Duseidu and Baba Rahman were the wing backs. Okay, but versus Uruguay, even if we are to go in with a 3-back formation, we have to have Gideon Mensah if he's fit, because he got injured versus the South Korean game. We have to have Gideon Mensah and then Tariq Lamptey as the wing backs, and then we have the usual names Saleh Samed, Thomas Partey, Mohamed Kudus as part of the midfielders, and then we have the two attackers in the shape of Inaki Williams and Andre Dede Ayew. Andre Dede Ayew, a very experienced player. He is the only player who was part of the 2010 squad in South Africa, even though he didn't play. But he was part of it. He saw everything, and I'm sure he will have the revenge in him more than any of the players. He's an experienced player and deserves to play also. So that is the lineup for me. I think that we should use to face them if they are going to play a 3-back formation. However, I don't think they will play a 3-back formation because versus South Korea, they wanted to attack, and so they went with a 4-3-3 formation. Very important. Versus Ghana, they need the goals, they need the win, and so they would have to attack, and that is the reason why I think they will still go with a 4-3-3 formation. If that is the case, then it means that we should stick to our 4-2-3-1 formation, which will have Thomas Partey, Saleh Samed sitting in front of the 4-back, the usual 4-back defenders, and then also have Mohamed Kudus as the main number 10 with all the creativity and offensive, getting into the box more times. Mohamed Kudus should be told to get into the box more times because it looks like our goal is coming from him. Okay, Inaki Williams is not scoring, and so Mohamed Kudus should be getting into the ball. And then we have Andre Dede Ayew and then Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew definitely because of the fantastic exploits he gave us in that particular game versus South Korea. So his confidence is up now, and then we can give him the chance to keep doing what he did best versus South Korea. And then we have Inaki Williams, who will be defending very well and running into spaces that the likes of Diego Godin and his friend Jimenez will be leaving. So this will be a very strong lineup. The same lineup versus South Korea should be used versus Uruguay in that particular game, I think, and that will be very good. So these are my thoughts about how Ghana Black Stars can give a revenge to the Uruguayans for what they did to us in 2010 and score and win them over there. Let me hear your thoughts and views about this particular video in the comment section. What do you think about the game? What do you think about the lineups? What do you think about the points I gave earlier? Let me hear your thoughts and views in the comment section. Hit the notification bell and select all. Subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time watching us on this channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell and select all. Like this video and leave your thoughts and comments below. Definitely, I'll see you in the next updates. Go Ghana, go! Go Black Stars, go!